What's going on, folks? So today we're going to do a short little video on what to do when you are down at the river or wherever you're fishing and you find an old bait. I can tie on some new leader and stuff, but I don't want to be greedy. Here's a bait, a jerk bait. Look at that. That has been burped up by said body of water due to whatever high water levels or whatever. So when I come across baits like this, the first thing I'm gonna do before I go slap a new hardware on there, new hooks, is I'm gonna see if it still floats and see if there's anything, any cracks that are gonna let in water, and make sure it's still got its structural integrity. So let's go do that. As you can see here, I got a little bit of water in the sink, so she floats. And it does have the, the track in there for casting and all that. So, as you can see, we're good. Alright folks, so the next thing I'm going to do is get in all the nooks and crannies and get all that mud and stuff, because you don't know how long these baits have been sitting, and all the cosmetic stuff I can do without adding any chemicals to it, just water and elbow grease, because I don't care what you say, fish can smell that crap, believe me, especially if you're going to use some heavy duty cleaner. Now these right here, you can tell they were where this rusted out hook had been rubbing against the bait in the tackle box, or as it sat and decayed. But the split rings are fine. The bill is not cracked. Another way of checking all this is take you an LED flashlight and just focus the beam and go hold it up and go through it and just look for any water that would be in the cavity of the bait, or any small cracks that are going to get bigger through time. And I don't see anything, so we're good to go. So this drawer right here is one of the most important drawers out of all my tackle boxes and everything. These are replacement guides for spinning and casting rods. And then here are the hooks I normally replace on my crankbaits, number 4s and number 6s. And then back here is my secret stash, thanks to Frank, of some number 5 Gamakatsu Aaron Martins, and some, I believe, number 4s. Yeah, and I only got a pair of them left, and those are not going on that jerk bait. So in here you will see I keep my split rings, another box of hooks, assorted hooks, but right here, split ring pliers, Bass Pro Shops, I don't know, $7.99 I want to say. So the first thing I'm going to do is get that old rusted out hook shaft, that's all that's left of it, off of that split ring. And when I'm doing that, I'm going to see how easy or hard that it comes apart. That way, if I do need to replace it, if it comes apart too easy, I can just go in my drawer, grab 2 out. So these are fairly, they got enough strength to them left. Alright folks, so I'm gonna redo the part of after we found out that the bait floated and everything, and the cleanup of putting the hooks on, because it just, y'all couldn't see it, and I'm gonna try a new camera and a different camera angle, and hopefully it works out better for y'all. So let's do this again. Alright folks, so as you can see here, I took the number 4 round bends back off, and I want to show you how I go about putting on hooks on jerk bait or any bait. I always start with the belly hook first, because it's going to be the most difficult and the one to poke you in the hand the most while you're doing this. So as you can see, I'm going to get a nice bite into the split ring, so I have enough wire of the split ring to go into the hoop of the hook shank. Then I'm going to take my hook here and start threading it on little by little. So you just heard that snap. That means it's on. You can see right there it's on. And what I do is I leave the split, hold the split ring down and move it around to make sure it's not going to catch on anything. And you can see, voila, we got the most difficult one out of the way. And see, y'all can tell that was a hook that caused that cosmetic damage to the bait. Now, what I do is I stand it up on its nose and then find the opening to my tail hook split ring. Give me a good bite. Nope, that's too short. I don't know if wire. And then I'll grab this last one here, get her started. I see my split ring scooch back, so I gotta get another bite. And what I mean by a bite is just enough wire to go through the hoop of the hook. I know it's a weird angle, y'all. I'm trying something new here. So I got a good bite there. We got her started. And now I'm just slowly gonna move it through. And do the same thing. I heard the snap, so I'm gonna isolate and hold down the split ring and move it back and forth to make sure it's not gonna get hung up on anything, and that the split ring still has enough tension in it. Now, since we done did this twice, this is take 2, I'm gonna re-squeeze it and do that to each one. And I might even just do it to the split ring that's on the bait itself on the line tie. Now I am a fan of the oval split rings. I am a fan. I do like them. But one thing about with jerkbait fishing is that you can go without a split ring if you use a crankbait snap like I do. I always fish with the crankbait snap because I feel like I can go through color changes faster without losing a bunch of line and retying and retying and retying. And I can tie a strong knot to that crankbait clip, being that I always tie a Palomar to it. So there you have it. That is one ground score jerkbait with some good old laser sharp number 4s and sexy shad that the riverbank gifted us last time we was down there. So that's it. That's a good size and everything. I don't know what brand it is though. It is not Lucky Craft and it's not a Strike King. I don't think. It might be, but I don't think so. That's it, folks.